Since September of 2023, I've been making several videos on YouTube. Except 2024, I only posted one video that year. However, including all listed videos from 2023 and 4, I've made a total of 17 videos throughout the past 2 years. And today, I know it might seem a bit early for this, but I'm going to be putting every video on a tier list from a scale of S to F. S tier is for videos that are perfect, A tier is for videos that I really like but have some flaws, C tier is for videos that are just okay for me, D tier is for videos that I don't really like, and F tier is for the absolute bottom of the barrel. Just in case you're like 5 and don't know what a tier list is. We'll be judging these based off the idea, visuals, and audio. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and let's jump right in. Starting off our list with the first video I ever published, Algo's Continental Drift flat version. Okay, before we get into the idea, I just want to clarify that this video isn't mine. It's a non-360 version of this video by Algo from December of 2018. Also, the video is tiny. Anyways, before we get into the idea, I want to give out a bit of history. You see, when I was younger, I used to love geography. I would print other maps and trace them every day, and now I'm into YouTube. Anyways, when I saw El's video for the first time, I loved it and wanted to see what it would look like in 2D. And in August of 2021, I edited it to have different music, which we'll get to in a bit, and to of course be flat. It wouldn't be until September of 2023, more than 2 years after originally making the video, I made it public on YouTube. And then it got over 1,000 views. We'll continue this history with our next entry, but how's the idea? While taking a 360 video that you really like, making it flat, and adding your own music doesn't seem like the worst idea. It's been done several hundred times on YouTube now, and I think for the most part, the idea is pretty generic. But how do the visuals stack up? Well, first off, we start the video with a small title and intro. We then get a key of what the colors on the map represent. Green is North America, yellow is South America, orange is Africa, indigo is Eurasia, purple is Australia, and blue is Antarctica. Get it because it's chilly. Oh, and also white is land that no longer exists, so... The world map then shows itself, and throughout the next 10 minutes or so, it shows how the Earth was formed but in reverse. I've always liked the visuals of everything. It looks like a colorful political world map, and seeing the text at the bottom and top of the screen getting distorted is also kind of funny. I also like how there are countries here, though I always wanted the US states to appear. It would just add a bit more detail to the video. What about the sound? Well, the original video just uses 2 songs. The first sounds calming and gentle, which lasts for the beginning of the video, but then it shifts into a deeper song, which plays throughout the rest of the video. In my version, the video starts off with You've Got a Friend in Me from Toy Story, then it shifts to Pushing Onwards from VVVVVV. Then the middle theme is Potential for Anything, and the final song is Positive Force, both from said game. I just chose that music because I liked it at the time. So with all that being said, I think it deserves a C tier. Originally, I was going to put it much lower, but when I rewatched it, it wasn't too bad. Still not the best video in the world though. Our next 12 entries are just me playing Atari 2600 games. However, since I didn't know my computer had a capture system until recently, the way I recorded all of these was by taking a stack of boxes, putting a stand for my iPad on it, and I would record myself playing using the iPad. Then the video would be sent to Google Photos, I downloaded the video, then I would upload it to YouTube and write a description. I used to post these almost every Sunday, and one day I just got bored and stopped making them. I thought it was going to make me popular, but in the end, the opposite happened. We'll continue the story a bit later, but anyways, the first one of these is Adventure, which was published on September 23rd, 2023. The video was recorded over a year before it was published to YouTube, and I didn't use boxes for this one. Instead, I held the iPad with one hand and I played the game with the other. Okay, that's enough waffling. How's the idea? Well, first off, uploading non-commentary gameplay to YouTube isn't bad, and has been done for a long time now. But this video was just worse because those other channels use capture cards, mine did not. This applies to the next 11 entries too, but what we should focus on now is the description. Now here is just a simple sentence welcoming the viewer to this series of videos. But these descriptions got terrible as time went on. The visuals and audio are just kind of boring as well. You can kind of hear the game, but it just doesn't sound good. Also, you can see me playing on the computer screen on my desk. I'm going to put this in D tier. Not quite an epic, the description doesn't suck. That doesn't make the video good though. Next up, we have 3D Tic-Tac-Toe, and yeah, this is one of the shortest videos I've ever made. It was uploaded on the 30th of September 2023, and it's just the same as the last video, but with another game. The idea, visuals, and audio are just the same as the last video. The description is nothing special either, just a simple message telling the viewer that I would upload these every week, if I could upload. I guess you could say that there are some differences with the background. I'm just gonna put this in these here. Again, not in essence the description doesn't suck, but whatever. Let's just move on. Interstate Battle is next, and it was uploaded on the 8th of October. Again, it has the same idea, visuals and audio as the last one, but this is where I really began to get mad with the descriptions. It's just me waffling about how I kept missing one of the planes, which I guess can be kind of funny, because the thumbnail is literally a shot of me missing one of the planes. I mean, it didn't make it or anything, it was literally auto-generated by YouTube. I'm just gonna put this one next to the last two entries in D tier. The only thing stopping it from being an F is that the thumbnail is kind of funny. Alpha Challenge! Ugh! Okay, this video sucks. Just looking at it normally, it may seem like it's the same as the last three entries until you read the description. There is nothing good about this. For Interstate Battle, it could be excused because of the thumbnail, but nothing can save this atrocity. Like, who writes their descriptions like that? Rewinding just makes me look like a cheater who sucks at video games. Looking back, I'm so glad I set the videos to be made for kids, because if I didn't, it would have probably gotten dozens of nasty comments bullying me, saying that I look like an idiot. And there's a possibility that this video and several others we'll see later have dozens of dislikes because of the atrocious gameplay. Sadly, I have to install something called Return YouTube Dislikes to see for myself, so. But with all that being said, this video deserves an F tier. I don't see anyone disagreeing on that. Or maybe I'm just wrong. Asteroids! Ugh! Okay, let me just do this as positively as I can. First off, the description kind of shows off how I wanted to get subscribers. However, since I was young and dumb, I didn't know posting these videos would be a bad idea until I was slightly older. But I guess I learned my lesson now. Anyways, I also celebrated that I hit 7 subs and 26 likes, but it isn't that much. Like, who celebrates hitting 3 subscribers and 11 likes? I don't have much to say on this one. I'm just gonna put it in F tier again. I guess if you want me to compliment it, the asteroids were colorful. I don't know. Next is Donkey Kong. The description is especially bad here because I literally thank myself for subscribing on another person's account. Like, what? And those other 2 subscribers were probably friends and family who I told to subscribe. Oh, and I also questioned the game's atrocity like a bajillion times. If this video has one saving grace, it's that I actually beat the game instead of just playing the first level. Unfortunately, I've rewinded, so yeah, I'm actually gonna put this in D tier. I know some people may disagree, but hey, something's better than nothing. Donkey Kong Jr. is next, and this is actually the longest video out of these 12. But why is that? Am I just playing bad, or do I suck at this specific game? Well, that's because I actually played all 3 levels. However, I did give up on the third one, so maybe not. Sure, I did the same for Donkey Kong, but that game lasts for like 5 seconds, so I don't really count it. I guess it is kind of funny to see me give up at the end, though. The description, however, really sucks. I literally told the viewer that it took 3 attempts to upload, but like, no one cares about those details. I also said this was the second longest video on my channel. Not anymore, though. Take that, loser! I also want to mention how I celebrated hitting 12 subscribers, which I guess is nice, but no one goes, OMG, this is Tuesday Wednesday! on every single description they write. I'll just put this one in D tier again. Some people may disagree, but it's my list. Don't tell me what to do. Okay, so I have some bad news. I'm afraid we're gonna have to visit F tier again because we have not 1, not 2, but 3 F tier videos. These 3 are the first 3 Pac-Man games for the Atari 2600. Visual-wise, these videos are nearly identical. I could probably switch all the footage around and you wouldn't be able to tell which is which. We'll be going in chronological order here, starting with Junior Pac-Man. Shut up! Mario Bros doesn't count because it doesn't have Pac-Man in it. The main problem with these videos is not just the descriptions, but half of the screen is shown. That is just peak laziness, which makes these 3 some of the worst I have ever made. Junior Pac-Man has me basically say the same thing twice in the description. Also, one of the more harder Atari 2600 games out there isn't the best way to describe the game in my opinion. I also said Pac-Man sequels instead of Junior Pac-Man, which may cause some people to think that I don't know what the game's title is. Miss Pac-Man is basically the same thing, except I didn't mention rewinding in the description so it's slightly better. The other thing is that I mentioned the objective of the game, which may help some viewers to understand how to play better. And finally, we have the original Pac-Man. This is the best one because the screen is mostly shown here and the description is half decent. Again, I mentioned the objective of the game and I apologize for not uploading for the past 2 weeks, but like name one person who will be upset by that. So with that being said, Pac-Man goes into D tier, while Miss and Junior are going to F tier. Miss is definitely the highest F tier so far, only because I explained the objective. Mario Bros is next, and this is kind of similar to Miss Pac-Man in some ways. First off, I not only explained the objective again, but I also mentioned the year it was released. My only problem is that, again, half of the screen is shown, and I also mentioned that I uploaded late because I forgot to do it earlier. This time, though, was much more obvious because I normally uploaded these videos at 8:30, but it really isn't that important. Honestly, at this point, I'm gonna put it as a low D tier. These videos are just so boring. But now, it's time for the final video of this trilogy, Popeye. This is surprisingly the only video I uploaded in 2024. Yeah, that's right. The description is just me apologizing for not posting in 2 weeks because of Christmas and New Year. But like, no one will be upset about that. Also, I forgot to put a capital letter under the full stop. And in the end, I said that I would make tons of new videos, and I never did. So where on earth was I this entire time? Well, if you watch this atrocity of a video we'll get to later, you might have noticed that I have a Scratch account. Basically, in December of 2023, I created a Scratch account because I was getting bored of making videos every week. Throughout the year of 2024, I posted projects literally every day. Sadly, I don't make them anymore. I think a D tier settles this video. We are finally done with this trilogy of Atari 2600 videos. It had been almost an entire year since I uploaded the last one, and in late 2024, I became obsessed with Storytime Animation. Except I caught touch with him and just make the sworn his board game video. Anyways, I wanted to make my own Storytime videos, but I changed my mind because I didn't want myself making videos about my life, so I changed to gaming. This is the shortest video I ever made, being around 20 seconds. The idea isn't bad. I mean, it's normal for YouTubers to make videos notifying their viewers that they're back from a long break. It's just hurt by its execution. The visuals of the video are black and white with colors, with black being used for the letters and white for the background. The aspect ratio is also 4:3 instead of the typical 16:9, which I guess you could say makes it more unique, but it's just a worse aspect ratio. The sound is also bad because I recorded it on Scratch instead of using Audacity. I'm gonna have to put this one in D tier. Guys, I have some good news. We are finally breaking out of D tier. Anyways, my favorite games of all time is probably the best and second longest video I ever made. As for the idea, just looking at the title, this may look like one of those top 10 video games videos you see on YouTube, but not this video. Instead, I picked my 2 favorite games ever made and talked about my favorite aspects about them. The difference here is that I spent about 3 minutes on this, while most people tend to spend just 1. I definitely can't say the same about the visuals though. There are several parts of the video that are just black, which I didn't even bother to fill with footage. The clips also kind of look choppy because my capture card just doesn't work, I guess. And the thumbnail is literally a screenshot from the video. I could have just made it myself if YouTube didn't make me have to verify my stupid phone number. The sound is also mediocre. I didn't have a microphone, so I just read the script and repeated it in front of the computer. I mean, my microphone arrived during production, but I didn't feel like re-recording 25 clips of audio with a pair of headphones. But yeah, well, the aesthetic was mediocre. I'm gonna put this in A tier. Not quite an S because of the aesthetic, but still not bad. Also, the comments on this video were just... The 2010s is next, and sadly, it's time to complain. First off, the video is a mere 4 minutes. That is embarrassingly short. I was originally expecting the video to be around 7 minutes. But how's the idea? Well, in retrospect, this isn't bad. Explaining the 2010s is actually a decent idea, but the execution is so lame. The first 10 or so seconds of the video are just black. Although I guess you could say it is nice that I make title cards for each of the years. Even looking at this video from an auditory perspective, this isn't very good. It's like I'm trying to make myself sound bad on purpose. The worst part though is at the end. For 2019, I literally just rambled in front of the microphone, making my voice sound even worse. Like, take a listen. But 2019 was really good. Not only was it packed with new things, but everything we got was great. For the most part, I think 2019 was the year a ton of new things became a reality. I mean, come on. We got Super Mario Maker 2, New Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, and so much more. 2019 was truly an amazing year. But this belongs in D tier. Not enough since I did get a comment once praising the video. But now, it's time for the final entry, my favorite game controller of all time. This is my most recent video, and honestly, it's okay. The idea is decent. Looking at a trailer to find ways something can be good isn't a bad idea. In fact, far from it. It's just, again, ruined by the execution. The visuals are better than the last video, but there is still a bit of black, and the audio is slightly better than last time, but not by a lot. I did get one comment though which said, "Why is this my best controller?" Proceeds to just summarize the first trailer for it rather than saying its actual value. Yeah, I love the Wii U gamepad, but it's definitely not perfect. The Wii is oddly low, the plastic is kinda rough to the touch, the screen is really poor and even had the backlight burn on mine. Yes, I'm serious, you can see the individual LEDs. And the joysticks on top of both sides make it kinda awkward to use the face buttons. Oh, and if you break the controller, sucks to be you, Nintendo didn't sell replacements. If you needed it fixed, they required you send it back your entire system to Nintendo, pay $150, wait, dollars? I'm not American, don't mess with the wrong currency, and you still have to pay the shipping. Needless to say, when my joystick started to drift, that was the end of the Wii U in my eyes. You think Joy-Cons are bad? Think how bad it is to pay $150 and have no system for 2 to 4 weeks. Okay, summarizing the first trailer is literally the only way I can analyze this thing uniquely from everyone else. The joystick's on the side for controlling camera, and to break the controller, you have to be an idiot. This video goes into C tier, it's just okay. However, that's not quite the end of the video. Before I go, I want to rank each individual video from worst to best. This is based on their placings on the tier list. Starting with 17, Atari 2600 Games Part 8 Junior Pac-Man. I am absolutely not surprised by this. I've always disliked this video. 16, Alpha Challenge. This video is slightly better, but not by much. 15, Asteroids. I don't really have much to say on these besides the game, so let's just kind of speedrun this section. And I want to save a tiny bit of time. 14, Miss Pac-Man. 13, Mario Bros. 12, Pac-Man. 11, Popeye. 10, Donkey Kong. 9, Donkey Kong Jr. 8, Air Sea Battle. 7, 3D Tic-Tac-Toe. 6, Adventure. So that's our streak of Atari 2600 videos. Now let's get into the top 5. 5, I'm back. I don't know why this video is so high despite it being in D tier. 4, the 2010s. This video is just kind of bad in my opinion. Also, it's 4 minutes. 3, Algo's Continental Drift flat version. Here we have our first C tier, and I just found this video to be okay. Just like 2, my favorite game controller of all time. But what actually ends up taking the crown, 1, my favorite games of all time. This is the only video that I posted that I actually kind of like. But anyways, that's it for this video. Do you think Donkey Kong Jr. is the best unlisted video of 2023? And hate me for putting it in D tier, let me know in the comments. I had a lot of fun writing the script for this video. Hopefully it comes out before the end of April. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.